Arts and politics have commingled over the years, but today, are we seeing a stronger connection between the two? Our fact-check team started digging into this after a high-profile stance against certain state legislation. Janae, what's the law that's sparking these responses?
So, Megan, Florida's quote-unquote "Don't Say Gay" bill. Now, the bill is actually named Parental Rights in Education and doesn't say "Don't Say Gay" in the proposed legislation. Now, it aims to limit discussions over sexual orientation and gender identity for students in K through 3rd grade. Opponents say it's hateful. Now, 2 ESPN announcers held a silent protest against the bill. It's part of a larger movement against ESPN's parent company, Disney.
Well, how does Disney play into this Florida bill?
So critics are slamming Disney for financially supporting politicians behind the bill. The CEO has paused political donations and says he's committed to being a better ally. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is unbothered, saying he won't back down from his commitment because of pressure from woke corporations. Now, a recent poll shows that 51% of Americans support banning the teaching of sexual orientation and gender identity from kindergarten through 3rd grade.
And Connor, something similar played out in the major leagues.
That's right. It was at the All-Star game that was supposed to take place in Atlanta, but Major League Baseball moved it to Colorado as a reaction to Georgia's election law, which was a Republican-led effort to reduce voter fraud. Now, critics of the bill were outraged by the new voter ID requirements for absentee ballots, claiming that voter ID is just another form of voter suppression. And it's also worth noting the decision to move the game cost the city millions of dollars, not to mention there's been a ton of misinformation out there about this bill.
Janae and Connor, thank you both. Coming up, our investigators look into the repercussions athletes have faced for using their voice for social change. Athletes have gotten a lot of attention lately for using their platform to promote social justice or oppose corruption, but it's not always well received. We're back with our fact-check team. Connor, we'll start with you. I know you've been looking into someone who's gotten a whole lot of attention lately.
Yeah, that's right, Megan. Innis Freedom has been an outspoken critic of the human rights violations happening in China. The former Boston Celtics player has called out corrupt governments in the media and on the court by wearing sneakers covered with messages opposing Chinese and Turkish government policies. He's also urged athletes to boycott the Winter Olympics in China and use their platform to fight against genocide that is happening in the country. When Innis became a known voice of opposition to China, the country stopped televising the games he was playing in, and soon after that, he was cut from the team. He believes the NBA and the Celtics ousted him from the team and eventually the entire league as an attempt to appease China, whose business operations with the NBA are estimated to be worth more than $5 billion. But others say he was cut because of his performance on defense.
And Colin Kaepernick is making headlines again. He's looking to get back in the NFL after years of what some would call him being blacklisted. Now, the former San Francisco 49er hasn't played in the NFL for 6 years. You'll remember he would kneel during the national anthem during games to protest police brutality and racial injustice. Now, he was criticized by politicians, team owners, and other players. Fans burned his jersey, and he was booed at home games. Now, he filed collusion grievances against the league in 2017. They reached a settlement in 2019.
Janae and Connor, thank you both. Our fact-check team will continue to follow up on developments with these and other issues. You can also read this story with links on where these two found their information. We'll have all of that there on our website. Just go to thenationaldesk.com.